Using the roller chocks. Set the roller on the chocks, allowing the roller to overhang them just a bit. If the roller has sprockets, allow the sprockets to overhang the chocks as well, and if the sprockets are too large, you may need to overhang them off the edge of your workbench. Using the angles. Measuring a roller without angles can be difficult and potentially inaccurate. You would essentially be estimating your measurement. Now place the angles on each side of the roller like bookends, creating a vertical edge against the desired surface to be measured. Once both angles are in place, use the tape measure to measure between them. This method helps to provide a simple yet accurate measurement between hard-to-reach surfaces. Using the calipers. Using different parts of the calipers, 3 types of measurements can be taken. The external measurement, which is the outside diameter, as you see here, the axle size, and sprocket size and width. The depth gauge can be utilized to measure axle extension, seen here, and groove depths. Internal measurements can be utilized for measuring inside diameter, as you can see, and measuring between the sprockets. Reading the calipers. Read the ruler measure to the tenths of an inch, for example, 1.2 inches. Read the measurement along the edge of the tooth. When reading the ruler, the last whole digit is the number you use. You will notice that the edge of the 3 is visible, but there is not a line after the 3 before the edge. Therefore, the actual reading is a 2, because the last line you see is for the 2, not the 3. Read the dial number to the thousandths of an inch. For example, the dial reads 75. This equals 0.075. Add the 2 readings together for the final measurement. The ruler reads 1.2 inches and the dial reads 0.075. The measurement is 1.2 inches plus 0.075 inches, and this equals 1.275 inches. Using the thread gauge. Using the thread gauge may not be as common as the other tools, but for the more experienced salespeople that feel comfortable speccing their own drilled and tapped or threaded axles, this is how it can be done. The thread gauge has 2 sets of measurements, one in metric and one in English. Metric are labeled with decimals, and the English gauges are all whole numbers. Using the thread gauge, begin to try to match a thread with your bolt axle. The teeth will not fit as shown here if it is not correct. The threads will match exactly if it is a correct fit. Using the calipers to measure the bolt outside diameter, place the forks on the bolt, or your axle, on an angle as with any other outside diameter. Make sure you utilize the flat part of the caliper teeth because the angled, narrower part will slide inside the thread, giving an inaccurate measurement. As you see here, this is what it will look like if the calipers slip into the thread. Once you have your measurements, match them to the tap size charts. Once again, there is a metric and an English chart for referencing. Match the thread gauge measurements to the numbers to the right of the hyphen on the tap size. Example, 1.25 millimeters. Match the outside diameter measurement to match the numbers to the left of the hyphen of the tap size. Example, 0.385 inches. This converts to 10 millimeter. It matches up with M10 -1.25 in the metric chart.